It's Tips, Tricks and Tutorial Tuesday. I'm as excited as you, Jess. Last week was a whole ride, huh? We were learning how to half double crochet. I hope you kept your cool, kept your zen, pulled yourself together. Practice makes perfect. If you are new here to my channel, hi, how are you? My name's Gracie and this is my sidekick Jasper. On Tips, Tricks and Tutorial Tuesday, we cover a crafty how-to, and we cover crochet, knitting and possibly embroidery and whatever else we get into. Work in Progress Wednesdays, their videos are more vlogs of what we're doing over the week. If you're interested in whether or not anything you see on Work in Progress is for sale, which they are going to start to be, you can head over to @themostpeculiarpeach on Instagram and check it out. I'll also link it down in the description below. If you found today's video helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing. Subscribing is totally free and is just a way to follow and support the channel. So today we are learning how to double crochet. So we did single crochet, half double crochet, and now we're doing double crochet. And all you're going to need for this is a ball of yarn. I'm using double knit, a hook, I'm using a 4, and a pair of scissors. I'm using scissors, so let's get started. First off, we need to make a slip knot. So with the short end on the right hand side, wrap it over your fingers like so, with the short end on the right hand side, and then you want to cross it over to the left like so. So you've made a cross, so it was on the right hand side and then you cross it over to the left. Wrap over your finger and hold them together with your middle finger and your thumb like so. And then you want to pull the left loop over the right loop, and then you just shimmy like so, and that's how you make a slip knot. Once you've made your slip knot, you're going to want to put the hoop onto your hook. So if you place it over your hook and you pull the long end, it will go against the hook. Make sure you don't pull it too tight that you can't still move it along your hook. Now we are going to chain. If you're wondering about how to hold your hook and your yarn, I like to do it just with my 3 fingers holding the yarn like this, and then holding it like this so that I can levy the yarn through my fingers when I need it, and then I twist to keep the yarn straight for working, and I use my middle finger and my thumb to hold the work so I can do it like that. So chaining. So once you're comfortable with how to hold your yarn and your hook facing towards you, want to yarn over and pull through. Hook facing towards you, yarn over and pull through. That's 2. Yarn over, pull through. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we want to have 20 chains on our hook. Once you've chained 20, this is going to be the width of our square. So go ahead and chain 1. And the reason I explain this separately is because this chain on the end is just how we're going to get to the next row. So the width is 20, we've added the extra so it can bend around. Now you should have 21 chains on your hook. If you kind of turn it to the side and work horizontally, it's easier to see where you need to place your hook. So once you're comfortable with your yarn and your hook, we're going to be working in the second chain down from the hook. So this isn't a chain, this is a chain, and this is a chain. So 1, 2. So to double crochet, hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain down, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, it's quite fiddly, yarn over, pull through 2 again, and that is 1 double crochet. So into the next one, make sure you're not working into the same one. See, that one's taken up by that stitch. Hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. So the next one down, yarn over, insert, yarn over through 1, so it's 1, 2, 2. So pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over into the next chain, yarn over, yarn over, pull through 2, and then 2 again. Okay, so that's 4. Meet me back here when you have got to the end. Okay, so once you've got to the end with your double crochets, I wanted to show you the last chain, because this is something that I got confused about when I first started crocheting. So that there, in there, is our last chain, our last double crochet that we're going to be doing. This here is not a chain, so don't try and squeeze your hook. If you did your chains nice and loose, not too loose, but loose enough, you'll be able to tell that that was actually our slip knot right at the start. So to do our last double crochet of this row, hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, so now we've got a whole row of double crochet. So to get to the next row, what we want to do is chain 3, and this will act as our first double crochet of the next row. So now what you want to do is turn your work. So you just you can hold it still like this and just use your middle fingers and thumb just to turn the work. So that's our first double crochet. So we skip, so this double crochet is in this stitch, counts as in this stitch. So missing this stitch, we're going to go into the next one. It's a little different from before because we're not working into the chain. We want to work under this whole stitch here. So you can see if you pull your work to the side, we want to be working into that hole, and you'll know if you've got the whole stitch on your hook because it should look like you've got 2 loops on your hook, but this is just kind of acting as one. This counts as just one. So when I say pull through 1, this counts as 1 because this is a whole stitch here. Okay, so hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert your hook into the whole stitch, yarn over, pull through 1 and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert your hook into the whole of the next stitch. Be careful not to go into this. There should be the 2 loops and then this one underneath. So this is the whole stitch here. Hook facing towards you, yarn over, pull through 1, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. The reason I say hook facing towards you is because you can turn it a little bit from side to side, but if you work like this, there's no grip. So if the hook's facing towards you, it's much easier to use the hook. So hook facing towards you, yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, hook facing towards you, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so once more, hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert, make sure you've got both parts of the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's how to double crochet and to get to the next row. So when you are double crocheting all across to the end, meet me back and I'll show you how to get to the next row. Okay, so now we've completed 2 rows. I'm just going to show you the very last one. If you get confused about where you should be double crocheting into, you can count the amount of stitches, and there should be 20, because obviously that extra 21 was to get to the next row, so it doesn't really count. So there should be 20 stitches. Okay, so sometimes when you're looking at it this way, if you twist it, you'll be able to see that V shape, and obviously you're only taking the 2 loops of the whole stitch. So in fact that there is our last stitch. So yarn over, and we want to go into just having the 2 parts of the one stitch on our hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so now that we've got to the end of our second row, what you want to do is, you're going to do this for every single row that we do. So chain 3, so yarn over, pull through, 2, 3, and this counts as our double crochet for this stitch here. We're going to turn our work and we're working into this stitch here. So this chain 3 counts as a double crochet and is for that stitch there. So we don't work into there. And remember, if you're confused, just count. You should have 20 double crochets always. Okay, so hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, leaving that bit there, yarn over, pull through 1, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so one more, hook facing towards you, yarn over, insert your hook, making sure you've got the 2 loops the whole stitch, hook facing towards you, yarn over, pull through 1, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so because this stitch is a little bit different, so because we chain 3, it will be different. When we end this row, it will be different to end in the second row because we didn't have a chain 3. So at the end of this row, we'll be working at the top of this chain 3 and it will be quite fiddly. But if you double crochet to the end or close to the end, I'll show you how to double crochet into the top of that chain 3. Okay, so now once you've got basically to the end of the row where you can confidently say that was a stitch, that was a stitch, that was a stitch, when I count these I have 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I know for sure that I need to do one more. So if you forget, always count, because then you'll know that you've got to put a stitch in here. If you remember what I said before, the chain 3 counts as a stitch. So if it counts as a stitch, then we work on top of it because it counts as a stitch as well. It can be quite fiddly, which is why I wanted to show it to you separately, because if you see, we haven't come across one yet. But obviously where we chained 3 here to get to the next row, we'll be working on that the other way, if that makes sense, on the next row. So when you come across a row that you started with a chain 3, yarn over, and we want to be working into the top chain, and it's a little bit difficult to see, but if you do your chains quite loosely, you'll be able to see that there's 1, 2, 3. Remember we chained 3, and obviously there's the 2 loops of the chain, and we want to be going into there like that. Okay, so yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So always remember on the alternate way round that the chain 3, when we chain 3 now, we'll be working on top of it on the way back as well. So it's just having a look, 1, 2, 3, making sure you've only got the 2 loops of the chain to work into the top of the stitch. Now to get to the next row, we're going to do our chain 3. So hook facing towards you, yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, chain 3, turn our work, and then we're going to continue to double crochet all along, remembering your chain 3 counts as a stitch. So if you wanted to remember that if you chain 3 it counts, you miss that stitch there because that counts as being in there. And then when you get to the end and you're working into the chain 3 of the previous row, remember to count. You can twist it, obviously it looks confusing like that, but if you twist it you can see 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm working in there, and sometimes it can be easier if you try and get this bottom loop of the chain and put your hook through that, because then you'll know that you've gone through the chain. It can be quite fiddly. See, like this, see, and then you've got the 2 loops on your hook. Okay, so double crochet to the end. The chain 3 counts as a double crochet and fits into the first stitch, so skip it. When you get to the end, remember to count your stitches if you're confused, and to do a double crochet in the top chain of the chain 3 of the previous row. Okay, meet me back here when you have reached the end. I thought I'd just show you one more time about how to double crochet into the top of the chain 3. So yarn over, you can use your thumb to steady the yarn. It looks confusing, but if you twist it you can see the V's, and you can either grab 1 loop at a time of the top, or if you see the 2 V's and you twist it, there's a little loop there, and if you can grab that and put your hook through it like so, you can do the double crochet like that. It's whatever works easiest for you. So you just have to repeat this, remembering the chain 3 at the start, and also at the end you have to do the double crochet in the top of the chain. It's yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. So it's basically pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing, I'm not sure how many rows it's going to take me to get to a square, but I'm going to keep going till I get to a square shape. But I'll probably insert about here how many rows I ended up doing. I've done 4 so far. I'm just going to be making a square for reference, collecting our skills. If you're trying to make something, I suggest you practice your tension over and over again. That's how I did it. I just undid the square, did it again, undid the square, did it again, because there's nothing worse than spending loads of time on something and it obviously doesn't turn out how you want it to because you didn't practice. But yeah, just keep trying, keep going, and I'll meet you back when we're nearly done and show you how to cast off. Okay, so we've got to the end. So I actually did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows in the end to get a sort of square shape. But you can keep going, or you can use this stitch to work on something else. But if not, I've made a square and we did it. So next, what I'm going to do is show you how to cast off. Okay, so to cast off, what you're going to want to do is get your trusty scissors and chain 1. Okay, and then you want to leave a little bit of space, a couple of inches, so we can sew it in later, and snip. And then it's really important you do that chain 1, otherwise it will just fall through. So then you want to literally just pull it all the way through and then pull it tight, and then that's not going anywhere. And that's that. And you can either sew on the end or save it like that if you want to sew it onto something else. And now go forth and double crochet. Brilliant. So we have another skill underneath our belt, double crochet. My squares aren't all the same size, but it doesn't really matter, just for practicing. Single crochet, half double crochet, and now double crochet as well. So we're collecting our skills. Proud of you. Hope you kept your zen, kept cool, kept going. No tantrums here. Good, 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 good. And I hope to see you next week. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely week. See you next Tuesday. Bye.